Oh yeah. So hello everyone. Yeah, we had some technical difficulties and the stream shut off. Apparently, I sent the link back to AOH and Hoop God. I think it's because I said Universe Galaxy. Maybe he's got my stuff hacked or something and shut me off. He's claimed that he's hacked my stuff, so maybe he was watching and shut me off for mentioning his name. Anyway, I don't know. Um, but yeah, uh, Robin, can you hear us? Oh, I don't know. This might be we might have to take it as an L if there's still some more technical difficulties.
Braun
But
found us, man. He's having none of it.
yeah, the Pizza Time says the Clutch Police found us.
Yep.
Oh, no, Pierre is called in. Pierre, are you there?
Yeah, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I'm about to send you a super chat and say hi to everybody, and then the whole thing just shut down.
Yeah,
I've
dude.
never seen anything like that happen before.
Yep, I need to go and I got to email Restream about that because it was bad.
Yeah, it was horrible.
Yeah, because it was going well, and then it just pooped the bed.
Real.
Yeah, I was just about to send the super chat, and then everything just said boom. It was like the whole light switch just went out. Hey, Robin, how you doing?
Yo, what's up, man? How you been? All right?
Yeah, I'm up here chilling. I'm just mad yesterday because I wanted the nigga to get swept.
I think we were all hoping for that.
It's all good.
Yeah. No, but I guess since you guys are here, I don't know if AOH or Hoop God are going to return. I messaged both of them, but I guess there's one more thing. I mean, obviously the traffic is a lot lower right now, but one thing that was brought up earlier that I wanted to ask both of you, and I had a debate last night and I brought it up, is it's just, and it was brought up a little bit, LeBron and his defense specifically. A lot of people have said that he hasn't had the intensity over the last, arguably since 2018. Do you think that is a symptom of him wanting to retire? And do you think his defense has been overrated his career in general? Nick, if you want to go first.
Yeah, I think, well, in terms of who we deal with, like LeBron fans, yes, I think his defense is overrated. Is he a bad defensive player? No, I wouldn't go that far, but definitely is overrated, right? Remember, with us, right, we're talking about GOAT conversations, correct? And if you are not a two-way dominant player, right, it is really hard to get into that conversation if you were not great at both ends of the floor. I do not think LeBron has been great on the defensive end. The whole he can guard 1 through 5, I think is a bit of a farce. I think just because he can doesn't mean he's good at it, right? Just because he can guard a center doesn't make him a good defensive center. And because he can guard a point guard doesn't make him a good defensive guard, right? So, I mean, he has a little versatility. I mean, yes, he is athletic, right? I mean, he's not necessarily a liability per se. But yeah, I think his defense has been way overrated. And I've been talking about putting out like my top 35 list or something. And when I was doing it, when I started getting to the top 15 zone, if you are not a two-way player, right, it's a huge knock against these GOAT arguments that we have. If you're not a good defense, almost all of them are good offensively, right? But if you're not a good defensive player, like a above average to great or maybe amazing defensive player, I just can't put you on that same plane as other guys who dominate the game baseline to baseline, right? So yeah, I think it's a little overrated.
What about you, Robin? What do you think about his defense indicating him wanting to retire? And then also, do you think he's just been overrated his entire career?
Yeah, I mean, listen, LeBron James, this is what they do. They're trying to, change the history of the NBA with LeBron James all these years later now. They talk about LeBron James was robbed for a Defensive Player of the Year award, all these things. So when we really think about LeBron James on the defensive end, The problem for him has been the lack of consistency defensively. So this is why he's never really been considered a great defensive player. Yeah, he may have been good, solid defensively at his peak, those years in Miami and some of those early years in Cleveland. But the problem for LeBron James, he's never been consistently good or great, because to be great, you have to be consistent. It goes hand in hand. So LeBron James is absolutely overrated on the defensive end, because what do you hear now about LeBron James? They'll tell us that LeBron James is the greatest all-around player in the history of the game. The whole defense happens to be part of the game. So when you say those things, this is where we highlight that, and it exposes that idea. The other problem for LeBron James is that they also hype up him being one of the greatest athletes of all time. His size, his speed, all these things. So if you have all these advantages athletically, then you should be greater on the defensive end. So if we compare him to a Larry Bird, for example, let's say, right? Since people want to say that he's greater than Larry Bird, they play the same position. Let's compare them. Oftentimes, what do you hear now about Larry Bird from these new age fans? That Larry Bird was not fast, he wasn't athletic, he couldn't jump, he couldn't run, all of these things about his athleticism. But yet and still, if you watch Larry Bird, what you'll notice is that the effort that he gave on the defensive end allowed him to be a more consistent defensive player. I'm not going to say that maybe Larry Bird wasn't at his peak greater than LeBron James. He's not going to do the chase down blocks of LeBron James, right? He doesn't have the athleticism. But what Larry Bird had was the consistency and the high IQ on the defensive end. So what you hear about Larry Bird, oftentimes people will say that Larry Bird was an excellent team defender player, right? A great help defender. What do you see from LeBron James? He stands there with his hands on his hips. So over the last 5 or 6 years or so, he's absolutely been a liability on the defensive end. This is why his teammates often have to cover up for him on the defensive end. We've all seen that video of Kyle Kuzma pushing LeBron James in the back to make a rotation on the defensive end, because he's just standing there like his feet are in quicksand. So all of his teammates have to cover for LeBron James, the Anthony Davises, the Austin Reeves, the D'Angelo Russells, the Russell Westbrooks, the Dwayne Wades, all these guys that he's played with. They've had to help LeBron James on the defensive end for time to time, because he's a liability. He's standing around. So I absolutely believe that LeBron James, you talk about the retirement, the longevity that he's gotten is because he hasn't played defense in all these years. To give the effort on both ends, whether you're great or not, to give the effort, you're not going to be able to play this long. And LeBron James knows that, so that's why he's always ducked out.
Who got the question at hand? Oh, well, never mind. For me, I researched this a little bit the last night for my debate, and I think that LeBron James, and particularly another guy, Magic Johnson, relatively played similarly defensively. They generally, if you look at both of their highlights, I'm not saying this says the whole picture, but you never see LeBron James, for the most part, blocking somebody straight up. You don't see him just stripping the ball from somebody straight up with on-ball defense. What you see generally is him doing help defense or chase down blocks or just off-balls, just supporters, outside of just playing somebody straight up. And that's what Magic Johnson did. The difference was, and I'm not trying to make this about Magic Johnson, but he was able to go and get more steals. He has the third highest steals per game of all time when he won one of those titles. But then they go and they say, when they relatively played the same defense, that Magic couldn't play defense. But LeBron essentially did the same thing for the most part. So I don't understand. It's the pot calling the kettle black. And I think in respect to, even with the help defense, it seems like he's not even doing that anymore over the last 6 years or so. So yeah, I think the defense, or the lack of defensive intensity, is indicative of him not really should be being here in respect to that he should retire. Hoop God, what do you got to say about that? Do you think that that LeBron the lack of defense is indicative of him having to retire? And what do you think about his defense over his career? Do you think that it may be overrated?
Well, that's another thing. Like the casuals out there, all they care about is if you shoot over 50% from the field, even though you're still a mediocre free throw shooter and you're a tricky 3-point shooter at best. And the way I categorize it is that you can't control whether those shots are falling, right? That's beyond your control. But what you can control is the effort that you put forth on the defensive side, the effort that you put forth on crashing the boards, setting hard screens, coming off those screens. When there's a loose ball, either you can out hustle your opponent, or you can either throw it off of your opponent and now it's out of bounds on them. It's those crucial plays. And I say that to, like, I look at Michael Jordan, I look at Kobe, prime example. When Michael Jordan went up against the Supersonics, right? Well, that was a great defensive team, first and foremost. And yes, when you go up against a team that plays great defense, it's going to impact your efficiency. But what Michael Jordan did, he did other things. He gave maximum effort on the defensive side. He was able to get in there and deflect passes, playing the passing lane. He was able to go down there and help out on the boards with Dennis Rodman, much like Kobe. They always talk about Kobe's efficiency in that Game 7. I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but he's a shooting guard, and he led that team in defensive rebounds, for crying out loud. He had 15 total, and he pretty much, when you go back and look, he was outplaying Rondo at his game, setting up the hockey assist, diving for those loose balls, because you can find ways to impact your team when you don't have it on the offensive side. And I know they, like you said, they love to talk about Magic Johnson, yada, yada, yada. I'm like, okay, well, why would you want Magic out there playing lockdown defense when he's your floor general? Not saying that he shouldn't, but if I'm not mistaken, if memory serves me correct, he did guard Dr. J as a rookie when he closed them out in Game 6. But Dr. J was his assignment that whole series. And then I believe in 1988 when they went against the Mavericks, led by Mark Aguirre, when they took them 7 games. Well, Magic switched off on Roy Tarpley when he was cooking Kareem. Granted, Kareem was at an advanced age. Magic took the assignment, held Roy Tarpley in check. I think he only scored maybe 2 points after that. And I'm telling them that, it's because you don't see Magic out here playing Dennis Rodman, Gary Payton type defense doesn't mean he wasn't impactful. I mean, crying out loud, the guy's 6'9", so he can go down there and help out on the boards. If he can't, he can box out his opponent's teammates so he can ensure that they get the rebound. It's just things like that. And no, I don't see that with LeBron. I'll give him credit in that 2013 finals. He was struggling from the field, but after Game 4, I saw him doing all those hustle plays, diving for the loose balls, and setting picks. And even when his jump shot was streaky, he still was aggressive. But when you just don't give that effort on the defensive side, and then that's another one I have to school them on when they talk about Larry. Oh, well, Larry Bird only had an 8-point game. I said, is that the only category you're looking at, or are you looking at everything else he did? Well, what do you mean? I'm like, okay, well, I said first and foremost, let's establish that he's going toe-to-toe with Moses Malone. And if anybody knows him, I'm not saying this to y'all, they call that man the chairman of the boards. I'm like, Larry Bird was like slightly up under him in rebound per game. And I think in totals, he might have been maybe 1 or 2 rebounds shy of surpassing him. I said, that's impactful. I said, how do you think Cedric Maxwell got those second chance opportunities with Larry Bird crashing the boards like that? I said, how do you think Cedric Maxwell was able to get open shots with Larry Bird setting hard screens like that and Kevin McHale in concert? But still, Bird was able to do what? Figure out other ways to impact his team. I said, because he had a great Game 1, and then he ultimately sealed it in Game 6. I think he was 1 assist shy of a triple-double. I said, but however, he understood, okay, my teammates got it going. Let's ride the hot hand. Let me do other things to help us win. I said, to me, that's what I value. I value a guy who's selfless. And no, I don't see that with LeBron, because once he left Miami, he hadn't made an all-defensive team. And then, like Sports and Fitness Rant said, he hasn't even made an all-defensive team in his 30s. Now, granted, Magic didn't make an all-defensive team, but if he's got, 2 or 3 steals titles, well, clearly his impact and his effort is showing. Larry Bird led the league in defensive win shares 4 times, so clearly his effort is showing. I don't see that. Like, I'll tell them, LeBron showed me his most complete defensive capabilities playing with Miami, and when he left Miami, it was like a 180. He just said, F it. Because, I didn't get a defensive player of the year. So you out here crying because you felt like you didn't get something you deserved, rather than going out there like Michael Jordan and proving to the voters and the critics that, okay, I'm going to get this come hell or high water. You just pout throwing the towel and just say, no, F it, I'm not going to play anymore. In essence, what was he telling us? Well, it's just an award, just like it's just a game. So, no, I like I said, just looking back on how this guy year by year started to digress on the defensive side, I have to knock him down because everybody can't play defense the same, but everybody can give defensive effort.
Absolutely. Yeah, AOH, obviously we had some technical difficulties. This is the first time it's happened to me, so I'm going to email them about it and see and complain. I'm going to Karen it up.
Hey, hold on, Dart. Let me address this troll in the comments. Whoever Pam Brown, don't protrude your internal reflections onto me, okay? You thought of that in your mind, and clearly it triggered your insecurity. So you can deal with that on your own. Appreciate it, Dart.
Pam Brown be everywhere. Pam Brown needs to find a friend, a puppy, something, man. Just do something, man. This same Pam Brown be in everybody's comments. Never got nothing to say, man. These people are so weird, man.
Stop acknowledging these idiots unless they pay. They want their stupidity broadcast that they can pay.
Yeah. So, AOH, the question at hand was, do you think that LeBron's lack of defense is indicative of him that he should retire? And then also, do you think that over his career that he's been overrated as a defender at large?
I can't believe it's a fucking topic. I can't believe his defense got praised this year. I mean, my God. I need one game to show this guy taking a nap on the goddamn court. One game. I haven't slept as well in years as LeBron James does during games. Over the years, who knows? Because he's never had to step up to be the guy to take on the tough role. I mean, how do you judge someone as an elite defender when he never has to be the guy? He never has to be the guy. If he was an elite defender, wouldn't you put him on the other team's best scorer? I don't care about the position. There's no rule that says you can't put your best defender on who you need to put him on just because their position isn't the same. It's just ridiculous. And you guys mentioned Miami. You know, Miami was a bunch of fast break alley-oops between Dwayne Wade and LeBron James. If you want to talk about guys that can jump high and run fast, great. If you want to talk about team basketball and knowing how to overcome, it's a different topic. That was LeBron James's peak. Why? Because he could run down the court and catch all of the assists from Dwayne Wade. Say thank you to Dwayne fucking Wade instead of shitting on everybody in your podcast. Thank you, Dwayne Wade, for all the great passes that I was capable of jumping high enough to put through the rim. Good job, LeBron.
Yeah, that was part of my argument with the LeBron, who's a better shooter. LeBron is just nothing but either a dunk layup or a three-point shot. There is nothing in between. And this is why, like, in the final seconds, what's his bag? Like, he doesn't, that's why he passes so much, because he's just going to go to the lane. If it's
he has a new bag,
he's got to kick it out. He's got nothing else.
No, he has a bag. He backs down a smaller defender while traveling and slamming into them, and they don't call it. That is his move. Shoves his gigantic fucking steroid field ass into a smaller defender, falls down as he awkwardly aims somewhere toward the basket and gets a whistle.
Yep.
Yeah, it's absolutely terrible.
Real quick, Hoop God, I looked up those two games between LeBron and Bird in the finals. They both went 3 of 11 for 8 points, right? Mm-hmm. LeBron had 9 total rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, no blocks. Bird had 13 rebounds, 10 assists, 5 steals, and 2 blocks. So just to reiterate what you were saying.
See, that's what I'm talking about. The other things that show up. Because how many steals was it?
Bird had 5 steals.
Okay, so that's 5 more possessions they got. And then what was the rebound total?
13.
So 13 and 5. Let me give me my fuzzy math. That's not 8. So that's 18 extra possessions that Larry Bird gave his team. That's what we're talking about, you bots in the comments. Y'all don't understand basketball outside of efficiency and field goal percentage. There's other things you can do to help your team.
One thing I wanted to add about his defense is that I think this is one of the things that really point out about how he's not a great on-ball defender or a one-on-one defender, however you want to put it, is talking about the Dallas Mavericks series with Jason Terry. How are you going to let this guy, half your size, cook you so bad, let alone the stories about him and versus Michael Beasley, that a guy who was, number 2 overall, but he just wasn't for the league. He just said, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, but he just wasn't professional enough to play in the league. And he went and cooked LeBron. So how are you going to be one of the greatest defenders ever? And you let a guy that's half your size, who was a 6 man, go and cook you so bad when you're in the prime defensive years of your career. You might be able to make an excuse now, but when you're in the prime, how do you account for that?
Yeah, because
I've debated
this so much, it comes down to a couple nice chase down blocks, and then that second half or a quarter that he played good D on Derrick Rose in the semis or whatever it was, right? That's all it comes down to. That's literally all they really point to. He never stopped Kevin Durant. He never stopped Dirk or Terry or anyone else. There's a few good minutes he had on Derrick Rose, and then some nice chase down blocks that people think of. And that is quite literally what it boils down to for the most part.
Speaking of chase down blocks, Jamal Murray is at the rim alone and just like throws up a volleyball set instead of dunking. Did he forget how to dunk? I don't understand what he's doing. Has Denver played well once in this series? I know they're up 3-1, but would you guys say that Denver has actually even played well yet?
No, Lakers have led like the vast majority of the series time.
Yeah.
So Dart, I wanted to throw a little nugget in that actually supports your statement about his his hyperbole and overhyped defense. So in 2007, Tony Parker raised his point per game production and his efficiency. They love efficiency in the finals, right? On LeBron James. That was his assignment because they say that team was trash, yet they held Tim Duncan to 44% shooting, his frontline guys. Then we already know what Jason Terry did. Jason Terry pretty much just had a celebration on LeBron. I mean, like, he did whatever he wanted to do. But then let's look in 2014. This is Kawhi Leonard's 3rd year in the league. Raised his point per game production and his efficiency from games 3, 4, and 5. Kawhi Leonard shot 65% from the field. He was torching LeBron so bad they had to take LeBron off of him, and Shane Battier had to take that smoke. But this is really interesting. Iguodala only put up, I want to say, 7 or 9 points per game. He didn't even reach double digits. He increased his point per game average up to 16 points per game and shot over 50% from the field being guarded by LeBron in the 2015 finals.
Wow.
We're not even going to talk about what Kevin Durant did to him because it'll get even worse after that.
Wow.
Yeah, no, and that's my point. And I brought it up in this debate I had. And again, I could have done way better. I honestly just underperformed, and that's my fault. But I still think I won, but I should have really just stuck the nail in it. And that's my fault for all the Magic Johnson fans versus LeBron. But I still think I won. So, go check it out otherwise. But to the point of it is that, yeah, LeBron is, even if you go and you read prior articles about it, he's known as a guy that would play help defense in the prime of his career because he is quick, he is explosive. But a lot of the I don't think I've seen many highlights. I think maybe like 1 out of 20 highlights I've seen is that he's doing an on-ball play, whether he's stripping the ball from somebody one-on-one or a block one-on-one at the rim. Outside of that, it's a chase down block, with help defense primarily, or just a one-on-one chase down block, but that's not on-ball defense. And then it's stealing the ball or getting steals from the passing lane. So I don't understand how he's one of the greatest defenders of all time when you had guys like Allen Iverson, you had guys like even Magic Johnson, who had similar statistics, and actually were better stealers in comparison to their contemporaries. So, but for you, AOH, I actually haven't watched any of the games. I've watched the box score as it's going on, but I'm in a transition period, so I didn't actually watch any of the games because I don't have the cable or anything like that here, so I haven't watched them. But I've watched while the games were playing. And, I've watched backwards. So to actually know about how the Nuggets did, but I know they came back in the fourth quarter by 20 points in game 2 or something like that, which was crazy. But since you brought that up,
I don't think they look very good.
yeah. Have you all? What's up?
Hoop God didn't, to the list that you were providing, didn't Aaron Gordon have a high against LeBron James?
Oh yeah. I thank you. I completely forgot about that. Aaron Gordon went 66 from the field and put up 29 points. I mean, bruh, really?
And I don't know if the announcers realized that they were accidentally bagging on LeBron, but I did hear them say the only thing LeBron is looking for is a matchup that isn't Aaron Gordon. So they kept running screens and getting the switch so that LeBron didn't have to face Aaron Gordon.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah. How does anybody at home think that LeBron is a dog or the man when you have to run from somebody that is similar, not even as big, but similar in size to you, to someone that you can finally back down?
Well, AOH, that's a great question, because in the 2014 finals, he was actually, I want to say, top 10 and playing in the post against Kawhi Leonard. He wasn't even he went from playing, I want to say 20% in the post to like something around 7%. Like, he didn't even want to get in the post against Kawhi Leonard. And this is his 3rd year in the league.
Yeah. Kawhi was even smaller then than now.
Yeah.
Muscle wise.
Yeah. You guys are also forgetting the one biggest one, man. In 2016 NBA Finals, in Game 7, do you guys know who led the entire game in points? Draymond Green was the leading scorer of Game 7 of the NBA Finals with 32 points in that game. Who was guarding Draymond Green? That would happen to be a LeBron James. So once again, LeBron James' counterpart doing work against him, embarrassing him out there. And people were saying that if the Golden State Warriors could have pulled that game out, Draymond Green would have been the finals MVP of that series because of the performance he put up in Game 7, man. So once again, like you guys mentioned, the Andre Iguodala's, the Kawhi Leonards, right? The Jason Terrys, all these guys that have performances, Tony Parker, Kevin Durant in the NBA Finals. LeBron James has what? Like you said, that one claim to fame, Derrick Rose, on his resume. But once again, it's a classic case of the inconsistencies of LeBron James. LeBron James is 4-6 in the NBA Finals, but they never want to talk about the 6 losses. All they'll say is what? LeBron James went to 10 NBA Finals. But when we were growing up and you heard the all-time greats being mentioned and they talked about their success, they never mentioned how many times they went. I didn't know how many times Kareem Abdul-Jabbar went to the NBA Finals. You just know how many he won. I didn't know how many times Magic Johnson or Larry Bird went there. You knew how many times they won. But only for LeBron James do they mention all the other things, just him going there, not the wins and the losses for LeBron James, man. So it's all the same thing when you talk about the defense, man. LeBron James' one claim to fame is a chase down block in an NBA Finals game where he stood in the corner blowing on his hands while Kyrie Irving sized up his opponent for a three-point play. So they want to compare that to Michael Jordan, Game 6 of the 1998 NBA Finals, where he came with the steal at the end of the game, and no one touched the basketball on the Chicago Bulls during the last, 50 seconds of that game. Not one player on the Chicago Bulls touched the ball on the inbound. They inbounded the ball to Michael Jordan, and from that moment on, no one else touched the ball. He went down, scored a basket, stripped the ball on the other end, and dribbled up and hit a shot. That was not the same as LeBron James having a chase down block and then standing around. And we all know in that last quarter, LeBron James couldn't score worth a lick, man. So his defense has never been that way. He's never really had a great performance defensively, locking down his opponent. You know, like I said, if you're not hitting the shots, you find other ways to impact the game. And LeBron James defensively has never been that dude, man. And he's had all the advantages to be that guy. He's got the size, the speed, the athleticism. But yet he still can't do anything consistently on the defensive end. You guys mentioned his lack of steals. It's a joke when you look at these things. So not only, listen, there are great defensive players who don't get steals per se or block shots. They play great man-on-ball defense. LeBron James does neither.
I just wanted to shout out Politicus Rex, who's been on hiatus. He said they did say it with West over 50 years ago. But yeah. Anyway, I think I need to make another short for Rex to come back on the show. The dinosaur one. I don't know if y'all saw that one, but anyway, that's the sidebar. What do y'all because I've prompted a lot of topics. Is there anything you guys want to talk about specifically that hasn't been brought up?
No, I wanted to go back to what Sports and Fitness Rant said about 2016. I forgot about that because Tyloo has a soundbite where at halftime he said LeBron was over there giving himself a manicure doing something. And he was like, I need you to do more. And he's like, well, Tyloo, I'm leading at points. I don't care about them stats. I need you to go over there. I need you to D up on Draymond. Bro, I need you to do more. So basically he walked up out of there, slammed the door, having his temper tantrum. And like he said, Kyrie Irving had to hit the shot because before that, LeBron James had missed 5 consecutive field. They love to say he's clutch. I'm like, well, why did Kyrie Irving take the shot? They can't answer that question because he missed 2 shots on Curry, 1 shot on Festus Ezeli, 1 shot on Iguodala, and 1 shot on Steph Curry. So it's like, wait a minute, where's this clutch factor? Like you missed 5 consecutive shots, and in the timeout, he's over there signaling Kyrie, get a ball to Kyrie. Like, oh wow. I said, so no, they don't give Kyrie enough credit for that performance because that man hit the shot that won the game.
That video I posted yesterday. Taking a look at D'Lo next to LeBron, and D'Lo getting destroyed for being on his phone while LeBron has clipped his fingernails. Of course.
Yeah. Hey, AOH.
No, wait. Of course, this just says everything there is to know about LeBron fans. Said it's important to take care of your hands as a basketball player. I mean, I swear to God. And the next thing they're going to say LeBron missed that open 3 in the other game because he didn't have his manicure.
Oh wow.
LeBron didn't get his pedicure. That's why he wasn't able to run as hard.
It's gone too far.
Is that the line? I think the line can be pushed farther. Nick, were you about to say something?
No.
All right. Again, is there I brought up a few things. I mean, I can bring up more, but I feel like I'll be stretching at this point. Do you guys have anything else you want to bring up or talk about?
I'm actually going to go play, so I'm going to hop off.
All right. Awesome. Well,
Getting ready for the Mavs game. Send good vibes.
Send good vibes out there.
It sucks that this got cut short on the stream earlier. I don't know what happened. Again, I'm going to email them because that was trash. But yeah, I guess we could just sign off right now if y'all want. So.
Well, NNB, can you tell me the one game that the Clippers won, Kawhi didn't play? Is there anything to read into that? Do they have?
I don't know, but yeah, it's been someone was joking, like if you had told Mavs fans you get to play Kawhi one game and not one the other, what are the odds they'd win the one that Kawhi wasn't there? I don't know what's to that. Kawhi seems to be still pretty efficient when he gets in, right? I mean, he looks okay. He just can't play that long. So I'm not sure what to chalk that up to.
You got too much talent on a team. Sometimes it could stop other people from getting into their flow, I would imagine. I mean,
yeah. In the game that he didn't play, Harden did do considerably better. He looked a lot more like the old Harden.
Yeah.
We go back to LeBron and all the excuses. We're like, oh, why isn't his bench performing when LeBron's taking all the shots? But magically his bench didn't produce points.
Yeah.
Damn it. They need to create points on 0 attempts.
Yeah. We'll have to make a new rule to make it happen.
LeBron James is the first player to get points on 0 attempts. Put that on the record book. Yep. That's what made him the GOAT.
Hold on. I got to set the record straight on my man. Some guy, Wayne. Hey, Wayne, listen.
No,
man,
don't give these dumb. No, stop giving these dumb people a voice. Stop giving dumb people a voice.
On the show, he says I have 3 heart attacks a show. So what that leads me to believe and understand is that you're watching me, Wayne. You're always here tuned into Sports and Fitness Rants because you know I got the facts and I'm educating you fools, man. So don't come at me with this nonsense, man. We're not wishing that LeBron James to retire. You sound like a fool, man. The entire world is wishing for LeBron James to retire, man. Don't nobody want to watch this clown anymore. You guys are idiots. You guys do not hold these people to a standard. You hold them accountable for nothing. So, like I said, Wayne, I want you to make a video right now. Put your face on camera. Tag me in the video, and I want to see you explain LeBron James arguing to the Lakers bench about doing a replay on a nonsense play that had no impact on the game, and how he allowed his team to not play 4 and 5 while he's arguing on the bench. Make that video, Wayne, please. I dare you to do it and explain how you respect LeBron James doing these things for years now. You guys are a joke, man. I'm so tired of you fools. You guys love to comment. You got 100 plus comments on my videos, 100 plus comments, but you don't have time for one damn video. You can't support LeBron James with one video and explain how great he is or how stupid I am. You guys can't do it. You guys are a bunch of idiots, man. I would slap every one of you fools, man. You guys stand for nothing. You stand on nothing. So you could keep talking that stuff, Wayne, but you'll never put your face on camera because you're a coward, man. You're a soft feminine fool. You probably wear dresses. You're carrying purses around. You think LeBron James got swag. The man is swaggerless. You guys are fools, man.
So Robin, this is just a question since you brought it up. Are you willing to come out of, I don't want to say you've officially done this, but are you at least willing to come out of debate purgatory, or are you done with the debates?
I have not seen anybody on YouTube that is a LeBron James fan that could debate me that's worth my time, man. There's no one on my level, man. These people, all they do is comment. You can't debate the facts. That's why they don't make videos. How are you going to debate me about LeBron James when there's no facts to support LeBron James? There's nothing they can talk about. So, like, you had your boy, the GOAT James Kingdom. Look at these clowns, man. Look at this is why I won't talk to these fools. I'll never debate any of those idiots. I won't give them 2 seconds of my time, man. Where's Tim at? Bring back some real debaters, man. People who know how to talk basketball. People who understand the game, that respect the history. Those are the only people I would ever debate. I would never debate a LeBron James fan because LeBron James fans are not basketball fans, and they do not know basketball. They do not respect the history of the game. I wouldn't even waste my time if Gilbert Arenas challenged me to a debate or J.J. Redick. These guys are not on my level. The guys, people call me Skip Bayless. These LeBron James fans, they like to call me Skip Bayless. And I told them, Skip Bayless got nothing on me, man. Skip Bayless does not know anything about the game of basketball, man. Skip Bayless is an idiot, man. Michael Jordan needs a proper defender, man. None of these guys on TV are worth a damn. And you know why that is? Because they do not keep their integrity. They've sold their integrity. And so what do you see now? One day they're saying this, the next week they're saying that. I can't even keep up with Paul Pierce. Paul Pierce has been on TV for like 1 month, and he said all kinds of random stuff, man. One day he's talking bad about LeBron James. The next day he's saying if LeBron James wins a championship, he'll pass Michael Jordan. These guys are a bunch of fools, man. There's no one, man, that can't touch me on here. None of these clowns. This is why I'm called Sports and Fitness Rants. This is what I do. I don't let a damn thing slide. Everything must get set straight. And I set the record straight on these clowns out here in the comments. Y'all a bunch of fools, man.
Yeah, to back him up, I get people in my comment section sometimes, and they'll type out like a 5-paragraph thing. And I'll be like, look, just email me and we'll debate. I'm not going to sit here and write, a 3-page response going over my positions, right? Like, we can just debate, and no one ever does it. No one ever takes me up on the offer.
They don't want to get embarrassed. And I mean, like Sports and Fitness Rant said, I've already cooked those jokers over there in the circus kingdom. But yeah, like send me somebody that has integrity, somebody that has morals. And I would gladly have a basketball dialogue because that's what I'm interested in. I want to be able to talk the game. I ain't interested in the shenanigans and name calling. That's nonsense. Like, let's just lay out the facts and let's see who has more facts than the other person and then come to a conclusion.
Speaking of integrity, it's a lack of integrity because people have no problem talking out their ass anymore. They'll just talk no matter how bad it could make them look, but no one's going to hold them accountable. If you want to have a debate, there needs to be something on the line. There needs to be some prize money. There needs to be an official judging. It needs to be live because otherwise you're just wasting your time against people who will yell emotional shit. But if you actually have a debate and they stand to lose something, I'll join that one and I'll fucking destroy them. I could use the money, but I'm not going to waste my time talking to dumb people. Not without.
You're right, man. Because think about it. The last time that we had the GOAT James guys come on here, what did they proceed to do? Like you said, They proceeded to try to what? Make it about all other kinds of players. They kept changing the narrative, changing the goalposts, right? So we would talk about Michael Jordan versus LeBron James, and they'll bring up Will Chamberlain, they'll bring up Bill Russell, they're bringing up all these other guys in a debate for Michael Jordan versus LeBron James. And then what do they say? Oh, I thought this was a GOAT debate. But wait, if it's a GOAT debate, we're debating Michael Jordan versus LeBron James.
Exactly.
Oh, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar this, Bill Russell that, Will Chamberlain this. They bring up 4 or 5. So not only are you debating against LeBron James, you're debating against 4 or 5 other players, man. This is what these guys do. This is why you can't debate them. When they come on this channel and they're going to sit there with a straight face and try to say that LeBron James was a better shooter than Michael Jordan. They really tried to say this and argue it based off a field goal percentage, man. I can't debate or even listen to fools like that. When they come on here and say that LeBron James was a greater defensive player than Michael Jordan with a straight face, I cannot have conversations or be around these kinds of fools because there's no evidence, there's nothing factual in the video footage that supports these nonsensical statements, man. These guys are just talking nonsense. They're talking the narratives, and that's why I made my channel. I didn't just make my channel to just say nonsensical things and make up stuff. You know, when people say, you know, oh, it's not that serious. And I say to them, yeah, it's not that serious. It's supposed to be basketball. We're fans. So then why are they lying about it? Why do you have to lie about the past errors? They shouldn't be doing these things. This is why we are here.
So AOH is saying you got to go. You want to do a sign off or plug in your videos? You got anything like that?
You know, I worked really hard to crank out videos the last few days. I was praying that this series would be over so I could take a break. So if you want, go catch up on those. Yeah, because seriously, my eyes, I'm losing my eyesight. But I'm going to go play. I'm going to go smoke some 20-year-olds who have no fundamentals. So I got to get out of here. But good to see you guys.
It's always a fun time.
Love it.
Take
All
care,
right.
guys.
Yep,
Yo, be good, man.
Take it easy, bro.
Yeah, but yeah, in regard to the debate stuff, and that's something that you know, I think that, and we've done this before, but I think maybe some of them we didn't do it like this when we were first starting to do them, but I like doing the debates live. And then I've seen other people have a panel as a judge, but I really think it should be left to the people. You know what I mean? Like to the fans. Because if it's just like, let's say, I don't know, me and Hoop got debated or whatever, and then you two were the judges, but then everyone else thought whoever you guys thought won. You know what I mean? That's one thing that I think that should be left to the people. Now, granted, you could argue there's bias and stuff, but there's bias in a judging panel too. So
we have to find like a completely unbiased, non-sports affiliated channel to host a debate or two. I think that might be a little interesting.
Yeah, just a pure debate channel.
Yeah.
Hey, Dart, aren't you in communication with the guy over there, FYF takes or whatever that?
Not really, no.
Oh, okay.
I've tried going on there a couple times, and I've talked to him a couple times, and I don't know. He's friends with the GOAT James Kingdom guys, so or they were.
They all a bunch of idiots over there, man. These fools, man. They've commented
Yeah.
on some of my videos I've done. They don't know a damn thing. One thing I told you guys, anyone that believes or supports the idea that LeBron James is a top 5 or number 2 or number 1 player in the history of the game, they have no platform, man. They're a joke. You can't take them serious. A lot of people like to make these comments that, you know, we're hating on LeBron James, and they make it seem like we're just tearing down LeBron James. This is not tearing down LeBron James. This is what happens when you compare him to Michael Jordan and the other all-time greats. It's called holding and living up to a standard.
No, sports and fitness rants, bro. It's not. We're not haters. They hate the message. See, that's what I've been killing them on here lately. Like, I don't know him personally. I can't hate him. I'm like, just like I tell them, y'all don't know him personally, so you can't love him. I said, no, this is the problem. Y'all hate the message that's being delivered. They can't stand that. But no, Dart, I was asking because I've sent him a couple of challenges of FYF. I was like, bring me up. I said, I'll gladly come up. And they haven't responded. So I was just asking, you know, just for that reasoning. But no, if I could get him in a platform, I would annihilate him. He's a casual.
No, he went and he had told me like I was on GOAT James when I made my my whatever criteria mathematical formula that I spent no time on. But thinking about it later on, I believe it made a lot of sense in respect to how people look at greatness. And I describe this as explaining how Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time, outside of going down a thesis about it, is that he is the second most dominant statistical player of all time behind Wilt Chamberlain with all the titles that he got with scoring and steals. He's second or third all time as a leader, particularly. If you count John Havlicek, he's third, tied with Bob Cousy and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Otherwise, he's second, tied with behind Bill Russell. And then he's arguably, I believe it's not even close to most influential or impactful NBA player of all time. So if you're top three in all the major things that most people talk about sports and no one else is top three in all of those things, then what are we talking about? So I think that's an easy way to describe how he's the GOAT in a couple sentences. But no, I tried, talking to him, and then he would always he came on the show and then, was talking down to me essentially, and then just making stuff up to make me look bad, saying that I said things that I didn't. And then I tried going on his panel on his show when they would have a call-in show, and then he kept calling me GOAT James Kingdom. I'm like, all right, I'm not coming on here again. Like, whatever, dude. Because he saw me on that page. So I was like, whatever, dude. It is what it is. And honestly, I mean, I haven't seen a ton of his stuff, but I believe there may be as close to saying it without saying it, there might be some bias towards my skin complexion on that channel. So I don't see a lot of people of my tone go on that channel. And,
going in the Lion's Den, huh?
I'm not saying that that's the case, but I've heard the GOAT James Kingdom guys talk a lot of skin color issues and stuff. I wouldn't be surprised if they're on the same sort of lines there. So, not saying that's the case. I don't know, but I got that vibe. But maybe that's not the case. But I don't see a lot of guys that look like me go on there. So, it is what it is.
I'll have to go try to hop on there one day. It'd be pretty funny. I could take the bants.
Yeah, but
hey, no, they sad at NMB because once you start cooking them, they'll just mute you, man. They're sad. That's why I was like, nah. That last interaction, I was like, nah, y'all can have it. And I still got invites from their last shows, just in case they want to get out of pocket. I still got those requests, so don't make me unload the clip.
Yeah. All right. You guys want to talk about anything else? You guys want to just shut it off here?
No, I'm about to go get ready for the game.
Yeah, I think it's time to chill.
Yeah, me too.
Mavs in 5.
Mavs in 5. That's right.
All right. Yeah. So Nick, you want to plug anything and say your goodbyes or anything like that?
Yeah, NMB Sports. That's you guys know me by now, so that's all I got to say. Go Mavs.
Who God?
Once again, we are here to build on the truth and build on the absolute facts and demolish the lies and the narratives.
All right. Robin?
Yeah, man, much respect to everybody out there in the chat today, man. Everyone that, like I said, came through and donated to the live stream and, like I said, commented. Even the fools out there that we continue to educate. This is why they keep coming back. The education's there. So remember, this is why you guys come back, and I understand that. So no matter what you guys say, you guys come back because we're right, man. So shout out to all you guys out there, man. Once again, thank you to my man Dart. Shout out to NMB Sports, my man Hoop Guys. Shout out to all you guys, man. AOH that was here earlier, man. Another great live stream, guys, man. I had a blast, man.
And I want to apologize for everybody that came back for this one. There was some technical difficulties. It crashed. I don't know if it's because I said the boogeyman's name of the universe galaxy or what, but it happened around that time. But anyway, yeah, thank you all for coming again with the donations. And check out all of our pages. And if you haven't seen us before, go like and subscribe to the pages if you like them. And for everyone, Michael Jordan fans are